We doing everything they talk about. You know I'm everything a boss about. Not putting work and gotta toss them out. I'm really biting, they just barking out. I'm really riding, they just parking now. His street, what to talk about. See the big H when I'm walking out.
Hey, before we start the show, I just want to say thank you all for tuning in. Subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, share the video with a friend. This is Base Coverage, and we talk European League of Football.
Another topic definitely wanted to chat about, because it's been getting a lot of attention, and I think these guys have kind of been getting their respect for a position that's kind of been put on the back burner, so to say, and that is this going to be the year for the running backs? You look last year, we had a great wide receiver group. And it looks like we're gonna have another good wide receiver group this year. But the one thing that stands out is that running backs are quality this year. There is a good group of running backs. Good group. And one thing that I did want to bring up is the ELF Nauf and Silas. They did, if I could find it, I can't find it over here. But Nauf and Silas did their top running back list. All right, and kind of like was eye opening, so to say.
That's a nice way of putting
it. But I get the logic with, especially when he's talking about like he's not going to put somebody that's never played in the league. I get that aspect of it. But what were your thoughts on seeing their top 5 list?
So I actually can't remember who they had. I must have missed that one. But for me, top 5 wise, I think you can put someone who, I'm a scout, so of course I'm going to try and project, and I'm going to take risks when it comes to my top 5s. But with Europeans, first and foremost, one of the best European backs isn't even in the ELF this season. That's Nico Barrow. Like, the Dresden guy, phenomenal. Ooh. Think of Glenn Tonga, but just more receiving value. That's Nico Barrow. So stars. Okay, so Glenn number 1. Personally, I think Tonga was the best running back in the league because of his versatility as a receiver. Damn, I really did. That is eye-opening. You are right. Glenn's phenomenal. Glenn absolutely has to be in that discussion. To have David at 4 after the season that he put out is eye-opening. Sandro's coming off that big ACL injury, so I need to see him play. I know we say about you can't put someone in the league who hadn't played before, but when you see them and they take a big knee injury, that's a big factor that needs to be considered. Nicholas Kandar, I am surprised to see him so high. I don't have him as a top 3 running back. I think people like Dwayne Obi, Kerry Bajarin are above him, because I think that Kerry is one of the best running backs. You just split Harris 3 ways who wasn't able to flourish. Dwayne Obi, I did a whole video out about when he was in New Yorker. Yeah. He is gonna be very good for Madrid, and he fits that scheme like a glove. Like, he's gonna look so good. Adam Zuleka, if he can stay healthy. Tyrese Johnson Fisher, former IPP guy. There's so many running backs I could talk about, but can't, because this video would be an hour long. But Hartin Canedo, I thought was going to be rookie of the year last year, and he didn't play as much as I thought he would or hoped that he would, but he could be someone that comes out next year. Genetry is at the top 5 position. Tobias Bonatti did an amazing job last season stepping in for Sandro when he got injured. I would just move some of those picks around, but I don't think it's a bad list. I just think that Tomiwa, receiver value, is going to be number 1. Glenn, full season, does have the best offensive line in the league, and it's probably not them as Serge and Munich. So he has helped massively. Even Sergi, the backup for Ryan Fire, it's probably starts on most teams. I'm not going to be to be blunt, he probably does start most teams. Like, there's so much talent in this league at running back, man. Like you say, there's so many guys, and we had Ali Khalifa. Ali Khalifa he's went to Berlin, so that's a big move for the rookie of the year for Milan. He's now moved to a different team that's going to maybe use him more as a receiver. There's untapped potential, and I'm excited for all of them. I think that it's going to be incredible.
Yeah, and I was going to say, the crazy thing is, like, when you look at Dave Rosowski, he played one less game, had over probably 100 more, roughly close to 100 more yards than Tommy Awewu, and it was only 2 touchdowns behind. David definitely, again, knowing what we knew about the Panthers going into the season and how they were able to perform and the performance he put on, David definitely deserves, his flowers in that capacity.
Yeah.
When looking at the roster or looking at their list, two things that stuck out to me. All right, two things that stuck out to me that I have questions about, and one of them is, the simple fact that there is no Dwayne Obi, who obviously we just talked about.
Yep.
And there's no Patrick Carr, the only American running back.
True.
Now,
yeah.
Now Dwayne Obi, if those who know, played in the GFL last year for the New York Lions, balled out. I think Madrid has done a good enough job to put people in front of him, to have a type of success. And then Patrick Carr, and I think I'm not gonna bet all my euros on this, but I personally believe Patrick Carr is in a similar situation. I think the Milano Seaman could potentially have a similar offensive performance that the Russell Panthers had last year. I think a lot of teams are sleeping on them. They did obviously make a couple signings, and they want to be a team that is focused on establishing the run. Coach Ward, obviously defensive mind. That's what he is. That's what he wants to have that mentality of establishing the run. But also a lot of people are sleeping on, and you're not going to know until the game start. But Zach Bronkhorst is a much better runner than people think of. So that's just going to open more things up for Patrick in that sense. Now, from the passing standpoint, I don't know how they're going to be, because now they're going to start seeing the crowded boxes if they can't threaten the ball down the field. But Patrick Carr and Dwayne Obi not being on the list was something that was definitely eye-opening, for me in that capacity.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like Dwayne offers like 3 down back. There are very few 3 down backs in the ELF, and Dwayne Obi is one of them. And like I said, with the American running back with Patrick Carr, the offensive line for Milan took a hit. They lost like everyone, but they've actually done an okay job in setting it back up. Like they got a couple of the Brazilians in who are under the radar. They've got a few decent pieces, but like you said, if they're not going to be able to threaten the run game with Tommy and with Flores Calderon, they're going to struggle with those loaded boxes. It becomes a little bit more one-dimensional if you're just going to go for the run. And in that division, there are some, even the Helvetic Mercenaries have a semi-decent defensive line. They've got Big Mike. They've got Brewery.
Big Mike.
So they've got a few guys that could affect that run-first mentality, and even in the guys they're going to be competing with.
Yeah. So we'll see. But this possibly is going to be the year of the running back. There's a lot of good ones out there. We were talking about earlier, just to name a few. You look at the East alone. You got Janindi Adams. You got David Brzezowski. You got Tyreek Fisher Johnson. You got Adam Zuzeko for Prague. You got who else out
Kerry
there?
Pajarinin at Vienna.
Yeah, Vienna. I know Paris actually had a good amount of running backs. I don't think they signed those guys, but needless to say, we're going to get some good quality running back play this year, which is going to be exciting because I think that's going to bring more balance and heavy up the box a little bit. So we'll see.
Yeah, but could open up a lot of receiver options for my 1,000-yard prediction as well.
Hey! Shout out to speaking of 1,000, shout out to Matt cracking 1,000 on the subscribers on the YouTube, man.
Thank you very much. I'm going to be doing that 1,000 player stream. Got the thumbnail sorted. So pick a day and then sit down, get about 10. I might even take my coffee machine up here and just go for. I reckon I'll take it over under. How long it's going to take me to name 1,000 players? I'll probably will use the spreadsheet after maybe an hour or two. I reckon I get 500 off the dome. I reckon I get 500. So we'll see how I do with that one. But that'll be coming this week.
Well, we're definitely going to be waiting for that. But in the meantime, while we're waiting for that, let's get Athletes Farm to 1,000. So subscribe to the channel, drop a comment, like this video. This is ELF Insiders Edition for Base Coverage and Matt Bresington podcast. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you very much. Goodbye. Awesome. Not a good one.
There we go, man.
Nobody. Hard work, they don't know about it. Hard work.